Good evening and welcome to a first look at Bomber Crew. Developed by Runner Duck Games, this is an interesting take on, I guess, the fiddly ship management genre that we last saw with FTL. And Bomber Crew certainly takes things up a notch for good and for ill. And developers are kind enough to give me a press key to take a look at. And we're going to attempt to do some flying and hopefully not dying horribly. So the game takes place, I believe this is World War I, although I'm not 100% sure. And it's our job to run a successful bombing runs on our plane over here. To do so, we need to get our crew. We have to give them gear, train them, and make sure our aircraft is up to par. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see this is our progress through the main campaign. As we complete missions, this bar will fill up and unlock harder things. This is our first currency, which is unlocked by beating missions, and it gives us access to new gear and tech. This is just our regular, I think that's the British pound, that's used to buy new stuff. Over here you can see the various positions of our ship, including pilot, engineer, map, radio, gunners, and bomber, that we need to fill with people that come to train. Now, if we come over here, the game is still in Christmas mode. You can see our brave crew of 7 people. Everyone has a level, as well as base stats over here. I don't know what the traits do that actually impacts anything just yet, but we give our crew members new gear, as well as unlock new stuff. So as you can see, we go up to tier 2, our MK1 of this will unlock new stuff. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I've unlocked so far. And you can see it affects their stats over there. The thermal, oxygen, and survival stats are used for when things go wrong, essentially. Here, we give our guys new boots, which will give them more armor, but it lowers their speed, or their ability to move around. So for some characters, like the pilot, we don't want the pilot to be running around. That would be very bad. So we could give that to them, and so on. Characters can be trained as they level up. Some already come with abilities like boosts. And anything else? Bailout and like so. Now we come over here. This is the actual aircraft. And just like with our crew members, the aircraft can be upgraded. You can also give it new art. We even design our own art if we wanted. I'm sure people had a lot of fun doing that. Change the text. There we go. Surely that plane won't crash now, right? And again, we can upgrade our various parts here. Now your limit is right here. As long as the weight stays below our max here, we can equip whatever we want. We have additional equipment racks for survival or fire or other emergencies. We can add survival gear, change our fuselage, allowing us to have more armor but more weight. So I'm going to do that just to see what that does. Again, we can do it for each part of the ship. And you can see things changing very slightly. Get ourselves new gun turrets as well. You can even add them down there below in case you need to shoot from that area. But that's about it there. Now here's our missions. And there's also ace pilots for us to go after if they show up. Missions are, I believe, procedurally generated, playing with different rewards. as well as a bonus here. So I'm going to do something that may be on the easier side. And again, as we level up our campaign progress, more levels will become available and giving us more challenge. Now, before we begin the main mission, it's important to point out that you cannot pause the game all you want. You can slow things down using a rechargeable meter, I believe. Alright. It's time for our plane to go. Alright, before we take off into the wild unknown, you can see our crew members stationed all around here. You can move characters to different positions. So let's just go over things really quickly. The pilot here is used for taking off, landing, and maneuvers. We also change the altitude, which determines how easy it is for enemies to hit us and how dangerous it becomes for our crew. The engineer here will be able to repair our various things, give us boosts, and check on what's going on with our fuel. Run out of fuel and we go down. Our cartographer here is going to keep track of waypoints and navigate to where we need to go. Radio person, I'm not sure what they do yet. And then our bombers and turret operators are just as you can see. If we need more fuel, or I'm sorry, we need more ammo, someone needs to run and resupply them, as well as giving for health, fire, or resting if they need to recover. If something goes wrong on the wings, we will have to send someone out there to repair. But, with that said, I think we're ready to take off. Now, what's very important is using the spacebar to activate this. This lets us basically target characters and important areas. Now we've got to raise the gear. Alright, let's turn the camera like so. And you can see where we're heading off to. Once you're in position, we're going to take Patterson here and put him down in the bombing position. Alright. And we need to make use of these waypoints in order to keep track. Uh-oh. Something's not right. Let's send Campbell there to repair. While it doesn't look all that exciting just yet, things will get pretty hairy once we get into combat. Uh-oh. Is there something on the radar? Let's check our map. Alright, we're on course. Uh-oh. We have company coming. We need to mark this so that our crew knows to fire. Let's put him back in his seat. Alright, we got them all, thankfully. And our target is on display. Now, the lower we are to the ground also determines how easy it is for us to bomb. So it is time to get into position. Uh-oh. Oh, there's our base. Get some bombs ready. Oh, I missed it. We need to turn this baby around. Uh-oh. We're on fire. Oh, we gotta get our target back. Alright. Get on that wing, buddy. Oh! That ain't good. We just lost an engine. Alright, let's get back to you. Bombs are ready. And we're running out of fuel too. Wait for it. Wait for it. Got it. Now we could go on additional missions to get photographs. Uh-oh, wait, we got company coming. But it means more time in the air and greater risk of getting shot down. Alright, so our bomber is done. We'll move him back over here. But we need to refill. So give us... Then. Oh, no, get back in there. Going. I think we're good. Oh, we gotta mark our heading again. Let's get that. Come on. Man, they are coming for me, aren't they? Again, the controls are very fiddly like this. Alright, you're good. Make sure to do that. Come on. Alright, let's put you back here. I'm gonna put Patterson down there. Alright, we are almost back home. And I need to lower our gear. Because you don't want to try and land without that. That would be very painful. And we're almost out of fuel. And again, a lot of the challenge of this game is going to be managing everything happening at once. Engines on fire, ships trying to kill you, running out of fuel and ammo, and so on. Alright, we're almost back. And we can speed things up over there. And there's a reward for not using your slowdown time as well. Alright, we almost made it. Yay. And nobody died. You know what they say about any landing you can walk away from. So completing the mission gets us resources up there. If I did more, including taking those foes, we would have gotten more stuff. Now our crew should have leveled up. If you crash, you have to do a number check or a dice roll to determine if the character survives based on their various survival stats and where the plane crashed. Alright, so we unlock some new upgrades. And new gear. So we give ourselves more O2. This is used for when we're at high altitudes. So it slows him down, but it gives him a chance at surviving if we're going into that area. Also get some survival vests. And again, we equip these characters however we want. So Angela here, being our person who will be up and about, we probably want to give her an auction bottle. Alright, that looks good. There's that good old school radio music as well. So as you can see, we can raise the damage up, but of course it's raising the weight of our plane. But getting better engines will help that. So it's just an all matter of the persistent element unlocking more stuff to give you a greater chance at surviving, and then going from there. Give ourselves a better radio, which could be very useful. And if your crew members are killed, you will have to start back at 0 again with them. I'm trying to see if there is anything that has to do with what happens if you lose. If there's any more information on that. There you go. So there's our resources and all that good stuff. So let's head back to the briefing very quickly. Alright. That's Alright, so this looks like it's going to be a little bit more challenging. There's an enemy ace. So let's try this really fast, win or lose, and then we'll go from there. I'm liking the game. It's very interesting in terms of how it plays, but again, it was designed to be this very much of a cumbersome experience. So if you found FTL to be too cumbersome to play, probably you don't want to play this one. But I can see this being really fun for streaming, especially how crazy things can get. Alright, well that's good. Let's raise that gear up. It's all good now, but won't be once the fighting starts. And this time I'll try to do it on a single run. Oh, here are our core systems: fuel, O2, our display, or I think our mechanical stuff, and power. If they fail, we of course need to send Campbell here to fix it. Hopefully our radar will spot the trouble before it's too late. But you have to really zoom in and out to really make use of stuff in there. So again, there's just a lot of stuff you have to keep track of. Alright, how close are we to our target? Oh, 30 seconds. Another thing to keep in mind about the waypoints, it can be a little bit of a trap as well. Uh-oh. Because if you do one, there's multiple waypoints or targets and you do them without completing the task, you could do the wrong thing or get out of line. Uh-oh. We got company. I think it's more important to deal with Felix there. Get him! It's a boss fight. Alright, we got him. Alright. What's going on? I think there's more company coming. Alright, get ready. Got him. Close those doors. You get over there. Alright. Campbell, get us some fuel. Or, I'm sorry, get us some ammo just in case they decide to come back. And a new course will be given to us in a second. Alright. There we go. So just for checking this out, I'm going to go to medium and see what happens. Of course, we're going to lose fuel, or we're going to go through more fuel as well. And again, make sure that all the gear is up. Wait. Okay, I thought that was part of the gear. So as you can see, it's definitely a lot harder to make bombing runs from this position. Uh-oh. Alright. We'll head down to lower altitude then. Now, if we go high, again, we'll have to make use of oxygen, and it'll be a lot harder for the enemies to hit us. But it will also be hard for us to make our bombing runs and see where we're going. Alright, we're almost out. We only have 19 minutes of fuel left, so we better get there. Let's fast forward. Should be almost back. Alright, there it is. Lower that gear, and let's go home. And again, keep in mind, these are the early missions of the game, so it's going to be a little bit on the easier side, unless you have a lot of trouble with moving people around. But, mission accomplished. Alright. We got rid of our first ace. This should get us a level up. Alright. New skills. And of course, this means more stuff to keep track of while you're trying to pilot your ship, or your plane. Sorry about that. Let me see. Alright, so they're level 3. Increase focus. So we can give her another one of these skills. Make her better at gunning, first aid, or an engineer. Conserve fuel. There we go. There's our radio man. And again, we want to get more stuff for our plane. We need to upgrade our engines. Alright, let's do it. Again, you have to worry about the balance between armor versus having more stuff. Better electrical systems, better extinguishers. Let's go with this. So now we can upgrade our gun. We'll give this one the upgrade. And again, we're losing intel as we do that. I'm sure a lot of people have had fun creating different things there. There we go. And we even put a inflatable dinghy on our boat, or our plane as well. I keep calling it a boat, I'm sorry about that. And now if we come over here to the briefing, there should be new missions available. Ooh. So I believe the critical missions are ones that we have no choice, we must do in order to move the main campaign forward. So there is an eventual end to Bomber Crew, but I would like to see them maybe expand on things, maybe with more content down the line. There's been a few DLCs already, but I think they've been mainly of like cosmetic or like a few new weapon varieties, as you can see right there. Secret weapons and the skin pack. But Bomber Crew, like FTL, I think it's going to be one of those games that you're either going to love or hate. If you really enjoyed FTL for that kind of, ordered chaos that you need to do to play it right, Bomber Crew is certainly along those lines. But I think FTL did a little bit more in terms of making it accommodating for people who aren't as good at focusing or micromanaging on so many tasks. But definitely give it a check out if you enjoyed what you saw. And if you'd like to see more of it here on the channel, maybe a stream or two, let me know in the comments below. And once again, thank you to the developers for giving me a press key. If you would like me to take a look at your game in the future, please get in touch. But otherwise, check back for daily discussions on design here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. You can pick up Bomber Crew right now. And until next time, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check back around 10 Eastern for regular streaming. If you'd like to suggest games for me to cover or topics to talk about, let me know in the comments below. For a collection of my writings as well as weekly podcasts on design, check out game-wisdom.com. To support the Game Wisdom Patreon, you can find us on there on patreon.com/GWBycer. $1 will get you into our private Discord channel where we talk game topics and more. $5 will get you voting privileges for any major event, including the Saturday Night Grab Bag, Patreon-funded goals, and more. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy more videos here on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel.